Hey, good morning, my friends. It's Hammer. Today is Monday, November 18th, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success. Here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. As I broadcast to you on Facebook and on YouTube, we talk about what's going on with the rates in the market. Again, this is for mortgage loan originators. I know some consumers do watch it, some agents do watch it, but really, this is for my friends in the mortgage business, just keeping you all posted what's going on today, this week. We got a lot to talk about. So remember, you can join me live. If you're here on the replay, don't forget, just put hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Let Facebook or YouTube know that you were here. Feel free to jump a little further in and we'll talk a little more about what's going on with stuff. But anyway, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend to share this post in a group. Been a while since I reminded you, you can sign up for our written lock advice emails. Here's a QR code. You can sign up at www.ratelockadvice.com. We send out an email each and every weekday morning with just a breakdown what's going on with rates and pricing for that day and for the week. You can sign up for our text alerts. They're going to help you to stay protected. We send out a morning alert, afternoon alert. They're $7 a month. Check them out, ratetextalerts.com. You can sign up for a reminder if you'd like to be reminded that I'm going live in the morning. If you like joining me, but you just want a little quick reminder, get a text message that I'm going live, go ahead and sign up for those. Last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Although I love talking about rates and pricing each and every day, what we do here, our elite subscription, will help you to get found on Google and social media, get loans on Google and social media. Go check it out. There's just a quick little overview, and then you can schedule a call just to see if it's a fit for you. And it's at originatorssuccess.com. So, all right, my friends. Well, if you're here this morning, say good morning. Let's go ahead and say hi to all the live folks here. If you were here, say hello. I got a question of the day for you. My question of the day: did you watch the Tyson Paul fight? And if you did, what did you think? And I'm going to go a little deeper on that. We're going to pull some analogies between that debacle, that overblown hype fest, and the realities of where rates are at. We're going to kind of roll those two together a little bit today. But if you watched, let me know in the comments if you watched it while we say hi to the live folks. And if you didn't watch it, let me know that too. So anyway, Mallory Fodiatis, good morning. James Mahan, great to see you, sir. Yasmin Martin, happy Monday. Mike Tebow, great to have you in. Jeremy Lowe, time for some great news. Jeremy, there is no great news coming today or over the next probably the next few months, man. You're going to have some good days, but you're not going to get great news. So definitely be prepared for that. Ron Siegel, Mickey Mouse's birthday today. However, it was Ron Siegel's birthday, I think on Saturday. So happy belated birthday, my friend, Ron Siegel. Everyone, please tell Ron Siegel happy birthday. I don't even know if it's today's birthday. Is anybody? I should look on Facebook. Hold on a minute. Let me look on Facebook and take a peek if it tells me there's someone's birthday. Don't you love Facebook for telling you that it's somebody's birthday? I wouldn't know otherwise. I don't care. We have Karen Witherspoon, but I don't know who Karen is. Let's see. Anybody that watches the show? Not really. Nobody's birthday this morning, but I do know it was Ron's birthday over the weekend. So happy birthday to you, my friend. Glad to have you. So Brandy Brickler, good morning. Kyle Mazekas, Deb Dickinson, Robert Bashirs, Tim Klyla, Mike Schmulgan, Mike Morano, Angela Walters, good morning all. Monica Dinkins, Amy Blauser, Tom Stafford. The main event sucked. Those women were probably still swinging. Yes, that was the undercard, should have been the main card. And as usual, women stole the show. This is why we men have been misogynistic for so long. It didn't let you play because you're better than us. I mean, that fight was an awesome fight. Even boxing, a brutal, animalistic sport where you just get in a ring and pound on each other. And women, of course, did a better job on the night. So always showing us up, ladies. We don't appreciate it. It hurts our ego. So I don't know. I think that one of those women could have gone in. They should have split the card and put one against Paul and one against Tyson. They would have been better fights. Ron Siegel said that fight was amazing. The verdict sucked. Yeah, I do agree. I don't think that what's her name should have won. Netflix is a big loser. You know what? Being that I know what it takes to run this stuff, Netflix actually had less problems than I thought they were going to have. So I can tell you, just sending out emails to 150,000 or 200,000 people that we do at Originator Success, could take like an hour and a half to send out an email. You think, boom, an email goes out, but like servers, computers, it takes a lot. And streaming is not satellite. Streaming is not cable. it's definitely there. Robert gave up after the continuous buffering. Now, see, what's funny is we had a couple of dropouts. I was watching it. I was at Scott Grove's consolidated coaching event. We were watching it at kind of a bar type place, and it had some buffering issues. I had some on my phone a couple of times, but overall, I got to watch the whole thing though. Monica said, super proud of Tyson for getting in the ring, though. See, there's a lot of talk like that, Monica. I'm going to be very candid. I'm not super proud of Tyson for getting in the ring. I think Tyson, there are many clips that show it. And again, we're going to get into the good stuff in a minute, but there are many clips that show it. But I think this was not a fight. I think it was an exhibition. I think it was rigged. I don't think that Tyson was even in there swinging. The whole thing just felt like a fleece job. Felt like I got taken. He got 20 million, Paul got 40 million, and I got a whole lot of nothing. Didn't even get to watch a fight. Tyson in the first round versus every round thereafter, I felt like it was, hey, I'm going to show that I actually do have some in the tank. And then it was like nothing. And when you watched this guy and you watched his training videos that were released, come on, man. So, all right, let's get into the rates and the good stuff, and we'll get there and we'll go there. So let me go back to my captions. Let me turn this off. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Give me a minute to do that. Okay, so my lock advice, I have been back into a lock 'em all stance. Right now, this morning, down about 6 basis points on the day. I'm moving to the 6.0 coupon. It doesn't matter whether you look at the 5.5 or the 6. The reason I'm moving to the 6 is we're so far below par on the 5.5. This one's down 10 basis points. The 6 is down 6 basis points. Look at the shape of this 5-day chart for the 6. Look at the shape of the 5-day chart for the 5. Look at this. You can't, if I were to overlay them, you wouldn't see a difference, right? So it doesn't matter which of these coupons we're looking at. I'm moving to the 6 though, because rates are creeping higher, and I think we're going to see them continue to do so. It's really important that we take a look at this pattern, looking back on where we're at. I do think that we may see mortgage-backed securities go back to April's levels and see rates go back to April's levels. When we go back and look at where we were for, and this is April of, 2024 is what we're talking about here. It's not that terribly far back from here, but it's just same thing here. You could see where we were at with the highs and where we were at over here in April. That's where we're going back to. I do believe that. I think that we're going to see rates continue to move higher from here. I was hoping that we were going to see them cap off, but I no longer believe that to be the case. I think we are going to continue to see them and move higher. Now, I want to also throw this out there that I believe the children are our future. No, I believe that we are going to see a true recession, a broken economy, people unemployed, a real slowdown in the economy, maybe late 25, maybe not until 26. Trump's going to get blamed for it. All of that groundwork, though, has been laid for the last few years. There's just too much credit out there. People can't afford what's there. We need to see a reset. It's going to happen. So I think it's going to happen. But until then, rates are going to be where they're at. These are the new rates, if you will, which are the old rates. And I am so frustrated. And again, I put it out there. I don't know what I'm more disappointed about. The fact that in September, it really looked like we were improving into 2025, or the Tyson Paul debacle. I won't call it a fight. So looking at where we're at, though, I do think we're going to see rates continue to creep up this week. Just a few things to be aware of as far as economic data. Actually, I'll even show it with the rate alert calendar. It's probably even a little bit better than using the other one right now. Let me pull this up for you. We'll go ahead and show you here. So looking at the calendar here, you've got just a lot of housing data, right, coming up over the next couple of days. No effect on rates. We've got a bond auction. Doesn't really matter. On Thursday, the initial jobless claims have been getting a reaction. So we'll see, if there is a little bit of reaction there. And then on Friday, we're going to get consumer sentiment and PMI. They're not showing the PMI data, but that is showing over on Mortgage News Daily's economic calendar. So looking here at this week, you could see, same information, just a little bit differently laid out here. And they show the PMI, S&P Global Services PMI, Composite PMI, Manufacturing PMI. They show the PMI data coming out on Friday morning, consumer sentiment on Friday. So we really don't have anything, data-wise until Friday. Now, remember, it was last week when Powell, he really did things up, and basically came out and said, for lack of a better, he was like, hey, we may not see a rate cut in December. So that's what we're really looking at here as far as where we go. Right now, the Fed funds rate is at 4.5, right? We're at 4.5. We had 5.25. We had a half point cut in September. We had a quarter point cut in November. Now we're at 4.5. Markets are pricing a little above a coin flip that we'll see one more quarter point rate cut in December. We could see this continue to lose ground. Even if we do get that cut in December as part of the ongoing cycle, the expectation is, again, pretty strong, that we will not see that heading into the new year. And when you look, markets are pricing in about a 40% expectation that we will not see a cut in December. And that only drops to about a 30% expectation that the cuts are done, right? That we will not see another cut as we head into January. Even March, there's still an expectation that we may not. And again, as they push a little farther out, markets are trying to be a little optimistic that we may see more rate cutting. I don't know that we're going to see more rate cutting until we see an economy that is firmly slowing down. This is that neutral level. Remember, the Fed is trying to get to neutral with their Fed funds rate. So rates are at a neutral level right now. This is not where we want them to be. This does not spur consumer behavior. All of that is going to be a challenge, but it is the reality of where we are. We could see rates creeping up. Like, let's say right now, Mortgage News Daily, we're right around 7. We could push up to around 7.25. I don't think we're going to necessarily go up to 8 again, but we could go up to 7.5, especially if we do see mortgage-backed securities that are, and I have to click all the buttons so I can show you guys all this stuff, right? But if we see mortgage-backed securities that are going back to, these April levels, but if nothing else, I do think we've got some further to go. We're going to go to July. Here we were back in May before we were back at the April levels. October of last year, if we want to go back all the way through till October of last year, that was here. I don't think we're going to go back there. So you can kind of get an idea here just how much better. Remember, in this chart that I'm showing you here, this chart here, as this goes up, that's when rates are better, when mortgage-backed securities are selling for more. And this is a 5-year chart. This breaks it down to weekly, and you could see the pattern here. You could see where we were COVID numbers, right? Up through 21. As we headed into 22, we're still very, very strong in 22. And then as we headed into 23 is when we really saw things lose ground. The worst that we got was here, October of 23. That was the bottom of mortgage-backed securities. I don't think we're going to get back here, but I do think we're going to get back here. And you could see that we were kind of there back here in July, August, or actually, no, this was October, November of 22, rather. And you could see that we were in a very similar area to where, to losing ground. And then we'd seen that recovery coming up through November. We are not seeing that recovery this November. And that's concerning. As we go a little bit deeper here, look at the shape of this. I think what I'll do real quick, just to make this real visual, let's just move this over to a line chart for a minute, right? And you can see the shape of everything here as we go down. It's trying to hold ground here in October and just kind of the end of September, and then boom, through the rest of October we just lost ground. Now we started to get a little bit of a lift back up, some volatility, but we were moving up, and then now we drop back down. And I think what happens is it's going to look like this, and we're going to come back down. So I think we're going to see this continue to lose ground and get worse. I do think there's plenty of reason to expect that as we get talk of more inflation, as we see the tariffs, as we see tax cuts, all of those things there that are going to bring this up. Good morning, Alan Christian, Jerry Avila, Garrett Knox, Julie Lawrence. Ron said, I have not heard anyone say that before. I forget. What did I say, Ron? You'll have to let me know because I wasn't paying attention to the comments. What did I say for all that stuff? So anyway, I don't have a really good feeling about this, y'all. September, I was so much more excited. I really felt like we were finally through the hump. And this is why forecasting is so difficult. Look at the just markets totally shifted. The review. Oh, the recession. Yeah. I think, come on, Ron. You know what really brings a recession? When people stop spending money. And when the credit runs out, we're gonna Ron said, if you're seeing signs of a recession, I've suggested we're already in a recession. Do you think the Fed sees that too? I don't. I really don't. They comment about people struggling to pay and things like that. So maybe they do, but do they really get it? I will tell you. I work hard to remember what it's like to struggle financially. Even though we're in a down market, guys, I don't want to rub it in anyone's face, but originator success, still successful. We're still helping hundreds and hundreds of originators to get deals. And that means I have a paycheck and I'm comfortable. And I mean, I'm certainly not wealthy, but I'm not where I was in 2008 as an originator where I couldn't pay my bills. So I think there's a lot of Americans. I remember what it was like in 2008. I remember writing checks for my home equity line to put into my account so I could pay bills and my credit card just piling up and servicing that debt. I think that's where Americans are going. And what's going to happen? There's too many things that can domino down. People have home equity right now. Well, okay, so get a home equity line so you can tap that equity. Well, when things get tight, what's going to happen? Lenders are going to freeze the home equity lines. They're going to shrink the home equity lines, right? When people don't have jobs, they can't refinance. They can't get to the equity. The only way they can get to the equity is to sell. So then you have more people selling. That puts more inventory on the market, usually in surges. Surge pricing when it comes to housing inventory is the opposite of Uber surge. It doesn't go up, it goes down. When more houses hit the market at the same time, there's more inventory. They start to compete on price. That brings prices down. Are we going to see a housing bubble? Are we going to see what we saw in 2008 with a crash? No, I don't think so. But I do think we're going to see a retracement. Home prices have been going up too hard, too long. They're too high. It's an affordability thing. So they're going to fall back, especially in certain markets, right? It's going to be geographical and demographical. It's going to, depend on what price point. You're going to have the expensive stuff and the really low stuff. Stuff in the middle will hold a little stronger. So I think we're heading into that. I think it'll be in 25, possibly 26. Again, it'll get blamed on politics, but all this stuff is brewing. Does it have to play out this way? No. There are other ways it could play out. But I think it'll play out this way. That's my take on it. Julie said, I remember being a banker in 2008 saying it'll never be me. Cut to today. Yeah. That's there you go. Tim said, everyone I know that is originating struggling with only a few exceptions. Yeah, I mean, we get it, and it's a challenge. So I absolutely get it. Ron said, I have to find the report, but I think it was 24% of Americans are afraid of losing their job. If history repeats, they will spend a lot for the holidays, then pull back as fear sets in and the bills roll in. I do think there was some political optimism that's setting in though with Trump. So I think that you have to factor that in, Ron. He's going to take office on January 20th, and that will create that optimism and push that going for a little bit. Robert said, at least it's not being blamed on us. Yeah, no, it's not us this time. We didn't start it. Last time around, it got blamed on us, and it was Wall Street. I won't say that we weren't enablers, but it was Wall Street that screwed the economy. They were actively seeking more and more business that they just were pushing to get the underwriting guidelines into the realm of ridiculously. Hold on, I got to get this here. Guys, look at this. We're down 12 basis points now on this one. That's the 5.5. Let me put that back to the 6. 9 basis points on the 6. I think we're going to continue to see this creep out today. I think it's going to continue to get worse. That's why I'm in a lock stance. As far as loans that are 45 and 60 days out, I don't think we don't have a clear expectation that things are going to be better. That's why we're in a locking stance now on those. Looking back at this 10-year treasury yield. Oh, that's why I'm on the wrong thing. Here, let's put this on the 10-year. Here you go. So looking at the 10-year treasury yield, 4.47. It did push up and touch on 4.5, but it closed back below it. So we haven't pushed there, but we will. It's only a matter of time. We'll be up at 4.5 and it'll push higher. This is just where it's at and where things are going to go for now. So unfortunately, I think we're there. So, all right, my friends, 20 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Thank you again for joining me. Let me know in the comments if you didn't make the question of the day. Did you watch the Tyson Paul fight and what did you think of it? Again, I watched it. I was highly disappointed. I really felt like Tyson came out in the first round and showed some fury and some energy. And then he almost didn't throw a punch after the second round. He did take a shot to the eye, and it swelled it. But otherwise, these weren't two bloodied, beaten fighters. And don't tell me, you could say that Tyson is 58 years old. Guys, I'm 48. I know that's 10 years later, but I could train for 6 months and bounce around in a ring and walk around in a ring for these were 2-minute rounds. 2-minute rounds, right? I mean, come on, man. Julie says, I watched. I think it was rigged watching him work out. Absolutely. And I'm right there with you. It felt very disappointing. I felt like we were just totally lied to on this whole thing. But I had said that at the beginning that if it's a real fight that I thought Tyson would win, I don't think it was a real fight. And then it was, Tyson comes out and says he almost died in June and how sick he was. And I don't know the legitimacy of all that, but Nicole Snooze Fest, in the words of Rob Schneider and Waterboy, we suck again. Yeah. So I just think that's there. Elmir, I watched the fight. It was predictable. Tyson's 58, fought a guy half his age. I think there's too much being made about the age thing. Again, I'm 48. Maybe I think I'm too spry. I mean, shit, I'm 48. I got bone-on-bone knee action going on with a replaced ACL. I've busted more bones than you can imagine. I just had that fibula broken and my ligaments on my foot. I'm recovering from that. And, at the end of the day, Tyson didn't look winded. He didn't look tired. He just didn't look like he fought. That was the thing. He just didn't fight. There's a big difference. If they had done 3-4 heavy rounds, getting in there, throwing punches, and he got tired, then I could agree. All right, hey, Tyson's old and, stamina and all that. They didn't throw any punches. Jake Paul did. Jake Paul was throwing punches, but Tyson didn't throw any punches. And don't tell me that Tyson can't fight a guy that's got more reach than him. Half the fighters he fought had more reach than him. The guy had 44 freaking knockouts. Come on, man. And then there were some really good people, some astute people that caught clips that are on, like, say, TikTok, where, Jake Paul comes out with a haymaker and he leaves himself wide open. And then they compare that to a previous Tyson fight. Tyson came in and actually pushed him. Whereas they show a previous Tyson fight where Tyson was like, bang, bang. Again, it's just not there. Jerry said, nope, wasn't wasting my time. That fight seemed destined for the WWE. No, Jerry, you are dead wrong. You are absolutely wrong, and I'll tell you why. The WWE is entertaining. This fight was like watching paint dry. It was about as entertaining as cutting my toenails. All right. Pat said it was a sad fight. The girl fight rocked. Absolutely. Kudos to the earlier cards, man. They were fantastic, and I've got to give it there. So that was where they go for that stuff, and definitely. So anyway, my friends, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. We'll be here tomorrow. There's not going to be a lot of different messaging for now. Again, it's going to be I think it's going to be a week where things are kind of level, lose, level, lose, level, lose. I don't think we're going to see rates sell off like mad, but they're certainly not looking to improve from here, which is why we're in a locking stance. So, Mallory, I started to watch. It was glad a girlfriend called to go get margaritas. Are you on the West Coast? Because, yeah, that would have been like 1 a.m. for the rest of us. Angela said it was rigged from the beginning. I agree. I'm with you. I think that was the plan the whole time. So, all right, my friends,